Amid a period of several presidential elections and isolated economic problems, particularly in Argentina, how resilient have the region's economies and markets been, and why?
Investors and the markets are very concerned about elections. We have 3 key elections in Latin America this year, and one coming in Argentina next year. And if we add to that the increase of interest rate globally, there was a lot of expectations. The good news is that a lot of the countries, like probably Mexico and Brazil, they're not relying so much in external debt as others do, because they have a lot of foreign exchange reserves. So that take a little bit away the volatility in these markets. One of the things that is very important is that in the 90s, Latin America was a region as a whole. Today is country by country, and the results of the elections can change the mood of investors rapidly.
As capital markets have slowed or shut, how have alternatives stepped up to meet financing needs?
Most of the countries have developed, and the large economies like Colombia, Peru, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, very good and solid local capital markets. And that is crucial in order to not only to finance the sovereigns and quasi-sovereign needs, but also the corporates and medium-sized companies as well. So other countries like Argentina, who has not developed yet the local capital market, has to go and ask for funding to, as we all know, to the IMF and other multilateral banks for help. Especially with this environment of increasing rates, they didn't have too many options.
How is the role evolving for financing in local markets, currencies? Which economies are seeing the most impactful development of local markets, and what have been the benefits?
Well, the benefit of having local capital markets is that not so dependable of external volatilities. Also, you have an FX effect. Basically, you're not running the FX volatility because it's your own country, and most of these are actually floating. So it's a huge benefit to develop the local capital market. But the local capital market comes when investors perceive that there is a rule of law that is very clear in local terms, and also that there is confidence in the country itself and the political environment.
Is Argentina's recession impacting other Latin American economies? What will be the key to an Argentine recovery?
Well, Argentina has been dealing with a series of crises in the last couple of years. My personal view of Argentina, way of getting out of the crisis, only one, which is growth. And growth has to come from consumers and investors. And when I say investors, not only international investors, or also local investors. And one of the growth will depend also in having structural reforms, let's say on the labor side, clear rule of law, but most importantly, create incentives for the top 5 sectors in the economy that I will say that probably are tourism, agribusiness, is energy, is construction, and I think and mining. So I think these are sectors that will generate dollars very quickly for Argentina, and will help them to get out of will create jobs quickly, and will help them to get out of this crisis.